The entertainment world has always thrived on secrets, confessions, and untold stories, but sometimes a revelation comes that leaves millions of fans across the globe in total disbelief. When Demet Özdemir finally broke her silence and spoke about Can Yaman, it wasn't just another celebrity statement, it was a confession that shook the foundations of their shared past, and brought back memories fans thought were long buried. For years, audiences had speculated about the truth, whispering between interviews, paparazzi photos, and subtle glances caught on camera. But no one expected Demet to come forward in such an emotional and vulnerable way. This was not scripted drama for a TV series, but a raw moment that peeled away the layers of mystery surrounding one of the most talked about relationships in modern Turkish entertainment history. To understand the weight of her words, we have to go back to the very beginning, to the time when Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir first captured the hearts of millions. On screen, their chemistry in Erkenci Kus was undeniable. Every glance, every touch, and every playful argument between their characters made fans believe that the story extended far beyond the cameras. People were convinced that such passion could not be manufactured. The speculation was not only fueled by the performances but by the candid photos, the interviews where both avoided direct answers, and the palpable energy whenever they were in the same room. In a world where love stories often end as soon as the cameras stop rolling, their connection seemed different. It seemed real. As time passed, the rumors intensified. Were they together? Were they hiding a romance that neither wanted to admit publicly? The media chased them relentlessly, with headlines screaming about secret dinners, vacations abroad, and intimate moments caught in blurry photographs. Can, known for his strong and charismatic presence, often brushed off the questions with humor or silence. Demet, on the other hand, carried herself with grace but could never fully erase the look in her eyes whenever his name came up. That look became the fuel for endless debates among fans who dissected every clip, every social media post, and every interview, trying to piece together a truth that remained hidden. Then came the distance. Can began building his career outside of Turkey, becoming a global phenomenon, especially in Italy, where he was adored and celebrated like a superstar. He was no longer just the Turkish actor from a romantic comedy, he was the face of international campaigns, appearing on magazine covers, attending red carpets in Milan, and signing deals that catapulted him into a new level of fame. Demet, meanwhile, focused on her own path, taking on challenging roles that proved her versatility as an actress, and making a name for herself in projects that demanded more than just on-screen romance. Both were shining, but separately. The once constant whispers about their closeness turned into questions about what went wrong, about why a couple that seemed destined for more had suddenly gone silent. For years, fans speculated. Some insisted it was just a fling, a moment of passion that faded when reality set in. Others believed it was a deep love story, crushed by the weight of fame, pressure, and expectations. But no one knew for sure. Until now. When Demet finally confessed, her words pierced through the fog of uncertainty. She didn't offer a dramatic headline for publicity, nor did she attempt to paint herself as a victim or Ken as a villain. Instead, her confession was human, emotional, and painfully relatable. She admitted that what happened between them left an imprint on her life, one she could never truly forget. She spoke about moments that weren't meant for the cameras, moments that were private and real, moments that shaped her heart and her future. Her voice trembled as she described the nights of uncertainty, the arguments that no one saw, and the silence that became unbearable. She confessed that she sometimes wished things had gone differently, that maybe if they had been braver, or more willing to fight against the storm, their story would not have ended the way it did. But life is rarely so kind. She admitted that the hardest part was not the separation itself, but the weight of carrying something so intense without being able to share it openly with the world. To love in silence, and to lose in silence, is a burden only the two of them could understand. And now, by voicing her truth, Demet allowed fans to see the vulnerability behind the glamorous image, the heartbreak behind the smile. Can's name lingered in her confession like a shadow she could never completely escape. She admitted that no matter how much time had passed, there were still moments when she thought of him, when a song or a scent or even a city would bring him back into her memory. She confessed that love, once lived so intensely, does not vanish, it transforms, it hides, it waits. But it never fully disappears. Fans who had once shipped them so passionately suddenly found themselves reliving their own heartbreaks through Demet's words. It was as if she had spoken not only for herself but for everyone who had loved deeply and lost quietly. Her confession also revealed something even more shocking: the call she once waited for, the message that never came, the moment she thought would change everything but never arrived. She described sitting by her phone, hoping to see his name light up the screen, rehearsing what she would say if he called, but instead facing only silence. That silence was not just the end of a romance, it was the end of an entire chapter of her life. And yet, even as she shared this heartbreak, there was no bitterness in her tone. Only acceptance. She admitted that perhaps it was better this way, that both of them needed to grow apart in order to become who they are today. But still, her words carried a pain that could not be hidden. She confessed that she sometimes wondered about the what-ifs. What if they had fought harder? What if they had admitted their feelings openly? What if they had trusted the world less and each other more? These questions, unanswered, haunted her in ways even she could not fully articulate. And yet, through the tears and the tremble in her voice, she also spoke with strength. She had survived it. She had turned her heartbreak into resilience, her pain into motivation. She had built a career and a life for herself, not defined by Can, but forever marked by him. The confession stunned the world not because it revealed a scandal, but because it revealed humanity. Fans are used to the glitter and perfection of celebrity life, but here was Demet Özdemir, admitting that she had loved, lost, and carried that loss in silence. It made her more real than ever before. And perhaps most shocking of all, it made Can Yaman more real too. Behind the headlines, the magazine covers, and the glamorous life in Rome, there was a man who had once held her heart and, knowingly or unknowingly, let it slip away. In the days following her confession, the internet exploded. Hashtags trended worldwide, fan pages revisited old interviews, and video edits of their most romantic scenes resurfaced with captions that now felt heavier, more meaningful. The world was not just stunned, it was heartbroken along with her. Because love stories like this are rare. Not the kind written into scripts, but the kind that unfold when two souls meet at the wrong time, under the wrong circumstances, but with the right intensity to leave a mark forever. And that is what Demet revealed. A love that wasn't just for the cameras, but for life. A love that ended, but never truly disappeared. Her confession, in the end, was not about scandal. It was about truth. And truth, when spoken with such honesty, has the power to touch millions. Demet Özdemir's words will echo not only in the hearts of her fans but in the story of Turkish television itself, forever tied to the man who once stood beside her, Can Yaman.